Hello and welcome to our channel. Here you can find out more about sacred remedies, plant medicine, about how to heal with the power of Mother Nature. You're going to be learning about the age of light or the era of light. We got Pluto in Aquarius. That's going to take about 20 years. So great changes are coming. I'm speaking to you in 6 different languages on 6 different platforms. You got the links in the description of this video that I chose as a channel trailer. So back to sacred remedies and the dangers of the ayahuasca, about the shamans, about the prices of these remedies, and also the ceremonies, how sacred this is, and what kind of importance do we don't give, and then we expect good results. There's so many holistic therapists that say that ayahuasca cannot drive you away from God. Yes, it can, because it's a catalyst for a change. She only maximizes or gets you to a much higher level than what you already are. So we are all part of light and darkness, but then there's a balance, right? So in between this and that, which is the light and the darkness, we must know that there's an intention. The most important thing that you gotta know before participating into a ceremony would be to set an intention. As you can see in the description of this channel, not of the video, but just go simply back to the description of the channel, you're gonna see that I was initiated in several tribes and civilizations in all 4 countries of the Amazon forest: Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, and Brazil, with the Huniquin, the Yanawana tribes, the Cofan, the Kamanava, and Shipibo Conibo. Other tribes are coming in also. This is a journey without end. As the shamans and taitas and curanderos say, there is only one way out, and that is through within yourself. We're learning, we're healing until the last breath of our life. On this channel, you can learn about the age of light, the age of the Pluto in Aquarius. That's going to take 20 years, 20 whole years. This is 2025. So this means until 2045, a huge transformation is going to be taking place in the world, where you're going to be seeing governments, politics, history, medicine, science, and a lot of other life aspects changing, releasing patterns. Many truths will come to light. A lot of the corrupt facilities will go down a hill. And we're going to be shocked by the changes, right? These are all energetic cleanses or cleanups. I don't even know how to call them, right? But the most important thing that I really want to talk about is the sacred ancestral remedies, which is plant medicine and other tools. But other tools are based on what? Leaves, so plants, right? Roots, seeds, venoms, and mushrooms. Of course, they have a lot of, this varies. There's like hundreds of plants, hundreds of species of mushrooms and woods and roots, like the iboga. Iboga is a root that contains obviously the ibogaine. It is a plant mastered in a cultural patrimony for the Bwiti tribe in Gabon, right, in Africa. But I really want to start with master plant that is the most well known, and it's called ayahuasca, right? As you can see, I'm wearing a necklace. This is completely legal. You can go with it anywhere in the world. It does not contain dimethyltryptamine. This is only the wood, right? It's literally the vine. Aya means spirit in Quechua. Huasca, it's the vine itself. So this is the rope, right? Huasca, the rope of the spirit, connection with the spirit, ayahuasca. That's why they call it la soga de los muertos. In Spanish would be the rope of the dead, right? The spirit. This is the bridge. It is a bridge of communication for spirit, with spirit. That's why the dangers are really important to talk about. First and foremost, who is this person that you want to be initiated with, that's your facilitator? Is it light or darkness? What is it that he's about? What's his intention? How much money is he charging you? Who are you, and do you know your intention towards the plant? Is it an intelligence? Is it a spirit? Did you meditate? Did you cleanse your body, your mind, your spirit? Did you understand, or do you understand before, the sacredness of the practice, right? Then another important aspect would be what's your intention? Are you light? Are you darkness? What part do you want to go? Because it can really ruin your life as much as it can miraculously change it, right? As it happened in my case. And another important point, I could just point whatever comes to me, I could just speak for hours and hours. I'm currently writing a book. I have like 70 pages maybe ready. I'm maybe halfway. Experiences, visions. I have 300 plus ceremonies, maybe a little bit more, initiated by at least 5 well-known tribes from the 4 Amazon countries, right? I know that in Guyana there's also a part of the Amazon forest. I have plans in like going there, but let's say that the more we dive into the subject and the more we speak about, I feel the most important thing that you gotta know when it comes to interacting with the natives and the tribes, or someone that is non-native and is a facilitator, is who they are first. I'm gonna explain to you one of my first experiences where the price was first and foremost exaggerated. I paid for like, I don't know, 1,200 euro. That'll be maybe, I don't know, $1,400 or something, for what? 4 ceremonies, Thursday through Sunday, and then certain alternatives or maybe bonus remedies that you could experience as Bufo alvarius, the yopo. You got Bufo alvarius is much more strong. It contains 5 meo DMT. The yopo seeds would be actually yopo is also a cactus, but it contains it's like it's like a dust, right, that's formed, and they project it into your nose. It's like a rapé, but under the same form, but simply much stronger. It is 3 times stronger than the ayahuasca. Then ayahuasca has 1 meo DMT, but yes, the concentration of the plant is not that important, but the sacredness of it all, because each plant, root, seed, venom, and animal that contains this miracle has a spirit. And once you learn, I was not taught to connect, to set an intention, to know why I'm there. Yet in some cases, you can experience deep healing, but also you can accidentally open demonic doors, very dark stuff that you can or you may not be able to get rid of based on how much knowledge you got, who you are in spirit. If you're someone that has a lot of power and they just want to siphon from you and get that power and use it to their advantage, whoever that dark entity may be, coven or witch, warlock, or taita, shaman, curandero, mugangas, tahuas, or witch doctors, whoever from whatever tribe that may be, or just simply modern day tarot reader that looks like an angel. And indeed, underneath, there's this demon or dark entity that just wants to siphon from you or any other reader, or how do you call it? This spectator, the person that looks at these readings or ceremonies, or like when the Pope opened that portal. What do you think that happened there? A lot of people watch things and movies and stuff that should not. So even you participating into some of those ceremonies, if you do not know where you're going, This is dangerous stuff. By the way, don't watch Wicked. Okay, other aspects of plant medicine would be that you gotta get your body ready. I'm making these channel trailers in 5 different languages on 6 different platforms. But why? Because soon we're gonna start organizing retreats. And those retreats will have a different shape. This means that you will feel safe. You will feel in the family there. This will not be about money. This will not be about power. This will be about healing. One important thing that you gotta know is that the person that gives you the medicine, it's really important because the power stays in their hand. But if you do not agree with what they stand for, you will fight their energy in the ceremony, in altered state of consciousness. You may or may not do that, of course, if you're able to discern into it and to be able to form energetic protection, to set boundaries, to know who you are, to meet light and darkness, to discern and know who's false light, who's pretending to be light in their complete darkness. Like I've seen so many readers, for example, that pretend to be light and they're dark, witches and warlocks, tarot readers on YouTube. Then I've seen the ones that are completely honest in saying that they're Luciferians, and then they're Lilith, and demonized people that are very open, and at least they're open because they're honest and you know what to wait for them. And then I've never seen light that pretends to be darkness, to be honest. Somebody that says, oh, I'm in, I don't know, yeah, I've never seen light pretending to be darkness, exactly. But then just to go back to what is the sacredness of the plant medicine that a lot of people don't understand, let's be clear, it is a catalyst for change, but karma is karma. If you ask the spirit of ayahuasca to make you a huge, I don't know, warlock, but then, or a witch, or I don't know, you want to follow dark practices and whatever, I promise you, she'll take you there. But you gotta know that the karma is what it is. And it will come thousands and hundreds of thousands, I don't know, million times worse. We know a lot of stories, and we heard a lot of stories of Europeans, Westerners, and non-natives that went into the jungle, created and created retreats and houses. And there's an Argentinian guy, may God rest his soul in peace, because he was a total demon. Sorry. This Argentinian guy created 13 houses, retreat houses in all Europe. And he sold, because it was a company that was selling with 200 euros one ceremony of ayahuasca. He became a millionaire, but guess what? He died of brain cancer just in a few years. You do not joke with plant medicine. They release a sort of frequency, and they are light just as much as darkness, and the other way around. They are just like a greater understanding of what you already are. If you are a little mountain, she will make you a greater mountain. If you are a little angel, she will make you the greatest archangels of them all. The thing is, you gotta know what you're asking, right? When you, and how do you ask? You gotta stay, or you gotta, it's necessary. Nothing is really necessary. Everything is, just is there. I am that I am. There's no good, there's no bad, there's no beautiful, no ugly, no white, no black, no whatever. There's no concept on the other side. In ayahuasca, you can experience death several times or none of the times, depending on how much your brain is ready and how big of a master you're ready to be, to master these beauties and these miracles, and how much importance do you give to these existences that have intelligence and you can talk to. And sometimes they can open this bridge of communication to yourself, to your ancestors, to your spirit guides. You can astral travel. But I keep saying the most important thing. One of the most important things is to be able to achieve alpha state of consciousness and do not feel fear. If you don't feel safe, you look left, you look right, you're afraid of the shaman, to not abuse, to not do things to you, steal from you. A lot of the things that I'm telling you happened under our eyes. I do not, let's say that I've been 4.5 years all around the Amazon forest, being initiated in so many ceremonies and with tribes, not for just anything. I've seen pretty much everything and beyond happening. I've seen people doing esoteric practices under our eyes. I've seen them doing incantations, burning certain papers, rolled papers, and then candle witchcraft. Because why? Because they want you to come back. They want your energy, they want your power, they want your knowledge, whatever is for you, and more. Usually these things could be happening, they are possible, but because you have a karma to pay. God will never allow injustice. One thing that we do not understand is that we're victimizing ourselves without understanding, and we're crying our eyes out saying, oh, the person did this to me, she did that to me. This would have never have happened if it wouldn't have been necessary. Wake up. You want to master your own life and your existence. Your mind is your only enemy. Once you will understand true mastery, there will be no guilt. There will be no guilty people around you, no guilt, no shame, no whys. Why is it that you did what you did or the other ones did? Those are just little souls that still have a lot of way to go. We're talking about evolution of our souls, and that makes others being teachers and others being students. Although we're all teachers and students, but we take turns. In my first ayahuasca retreat, 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I would never do it. I would have never done it. If I would go back in time with the knowledge that I have now, I probably would not do this the same as before. YouTube music instead of Icarus or chants, like shamanic chants. It is really ridiculous right now. 200 something euros for each ceremony, apart from, you know, the other sacred remedies. When I say sacred and they cost €1,000 total or 1,200 for 4 nights, it is ridiculous. In Bucharest, others have been charging even more, like 600 for 2 ceremonies. Where is the sacredness in this? Of course, the plant will show you. Just let the time pass, let the years go ahead, and the results will come at the right moment. Everyone that dealt with this, because it is magic as well as it is teachings. This is about holistic, this is about magic, esoteric practices, past lives, neuronal patterns, and sacredness of who we are, of our existence. We're going to say that ayahuasca is a brew. It's made of 2 ingredients, right? Banisteriopsis capii and Psychotria viridis, which is a plant that contains the DMT. And this guy here, that is the actual vine, Azoga de los Muertos, is basically canceling the enzymes that we have in the stomach that does not let normally DMT take effect on our body. And that's how the vine itself, like the tea that we're drinking, has 2 ingredients, the plant and the vine. Banisteriopsis capii, Psychotria viridis. Once you drink this, the dimethyltryptamine that already exists in your pineal gland goes up dramatically, and then you artificially create the moments before your death. It does not happen in all cases. Why? Because of the chemical products that we have in our bodies. We breathe, we drink, we eat, we smoke, and we exist in an environment where everything is toxic. Chemicals, right? I don't want to lose the idea. So the ayahuasca, what it does is that it decalcifies your pineal gland. You can see that the fluorine in the water, in the tap water, and the toothpaste, there's a lot of products that we eat and we use and we drink that contain fluorine. Fluorine is the basic substance that calcifies our pineal gland, and it makes it dirty and covered, and that's the seat of the soul, and you're losing connection with your divinity, with who you are. We can live moments before our death, or we can experience our death in ayahuasca ceremonies, and we can also simply drink that tea, sit down, and see nothing. Why is it that we see nothing when this happens? Whether you are on guard, you don't feel safe, you're thinking about a lot of things, you are putting your mind in a very alert phase and is stopping the effect of the plant medicine to take over, and you're struggling. When you're struggling and you oppose resistance because of the fear is the absence of love. What she's trying to do is to get you in the energy of love and a higher perspective. But if your darkness is very much unbalanced and you're more darkness than light, the darkness will fight to create space to feel comfortable, and there will be a huge fight in this ceremony. On the other side, if you're concentrating on your lighter side, your experience will be beautiful, and you can astral travel, you can meet your ancestors, your spirit guides, you can meet angels, you can hear the flap of their wings behind you, and all you want is just to bow down to light, to God, to creation. On the other side, ayahuasca being a bridge of communication for light and darkness, you can experience demonic takeover tries or attempts, which is not possession, but they want to attach to you, and then you can fall more into depression, overeating, alcohol, whatever, drugs, whatever that is all demonic attachment. So because this is not a theory, but you can get to experience and to see them with your own soul's eye, because it's not really you see them with your eye, but you have those visions and those experiences, and you just feel it. You do not see it, but sometimes you can actually see it. We gotta understand that light and darkness is eternal. But however, if you want to experience ayahuasca in a positive way, it's good for you to know these main aspects. If the shaman is asking for a lot of money, red flag. If you don't know a lot of things about them and they don't tell you what's their intention, what's their belief, where they grew up, I don't know, how they learned all this, who's their mom, their dad, if they're coming from a lineage, and simply how they learned all this, red flag. If they don't tell you how secret it is, how sacred it is, and if they keep secret the fact that you got to get your mind, your body ready, and your soul, and to set an intention to meditate, to ask things from plant spirit, red flag. If they don't tell you plant spirit is alive and it has intelligence, and you have to respect it in order to get a good result and to know that everything is for your highest good, red flag. They don't tell you that you can get out of there at any point, red flag. Okay, during the ceremony, there's a circle that is formed. You can't really just get out of there because there is a protection that's made in your altered state of consciousness. But next day, like when you get out of the effect, if you don't feel comfortable during the retreat and you want to leave, and that's a problem for them, huge red flag. If they tell you that you gotta be on your own, huge red flag again, especially if you don't know them. There's so many things that you gotta keep in mind before getting to an actual ceremony. Get ready from all points of view. Most of the medicine these days are considered drugs, and most of the drugs are considered medicine. Everything that is coming from the native standpoint, their recipes, their knowledge, their spirituality has been stolen, as well as their lands, for others to thrive. Everything will fall right now. I will speak for natives as long as I breathe. And on 4, 5, 6 different platforms, I will speak to you for as long as God gives me the power and the strength for me to do that. We will soon be organizing events, groups, and you will deal directly with the taitas, the shamans, and the natives, where there will be affordable prices, or simply like rates or donations, where they have to live also. But they can't really rip you off with thousands of dollars for ceremonies that, if let's say I work in a I don't know, Walmart, and I'm a cashier, and I don't know, I just cannot afford to do that. So I can't experience healing because I don't have the money. See how ridiculous this becomes when you put it that way? Plants have been here before humans, let alone coins or gold or salt or whatever the trading method was at that time. I have seen in ceremonies that my way is to guide people, but not to charge for it. There are people that can charge, they are allowed because it's what they do, same as my tarot readings, or they gave me this knowledge and that's my way. As long as we live in a society of consumers, we need a minimum of money to survive. But then we can't rip off people, especially when it comes to healing. Think about it. Humanity should have 3 main rights: health, happiness, freedom of expression. Why is it that we don't have any of them? We thought we live in democracy. Look at us, we're censored. TikTok is no longer soon enough. If you don't have money, you can literally leave this world because we can't afford an ambulance ride, let alone a surgery. And why do we get there? So many medicine that are like literally close to zero money. Like, I don't want to just like say those. Like, Mel Gibson made a statement these days that 3 of his friends had stage 4 cancer, and all of them 3 have been healing with 2 or 3 ingredients. Check it out online. Stage 4 cancer. Simple ingredients. I have seen people healing from bone cancer. A lady that had a 3-year-old at home, and she went to the forest just wanting to get rid of the fear of death, and yet she went home with cancer in remission. What ayahuasca does, I'm not going to call it, I do call them miracles because they are miracles. But what they do is they break neuronal patterns. They make you, or they facilitate for you, a ride into certain parts of your brain that you probably didn't use before. And that being said, I can't wait for that book to come out because I will translate it in 5 different languages, I suppose, at least 4, if not 5. All these languages that I'm fluent in, I'm just going to work more and more on it. You can check the links in the description of our channels, and you will find these channel trailers on all 4 or 5 of them, whatever we have built so far at the moment that you're seeing this video, because this is a timeless message. Who knows what's going to happen a year from now, or more than a year from now. I just know one thing: your 3 main rights are to be happy, to be healthy, to be happy, and have the freedom of expression. The rest Of course, you have to give back something to the natives and as an experience, and you can always, you don't just take, you give. But it should not be these ridiculously high prices, because you create a sense of lack of respect for the plant spirit and for what was there before. The ancestors, watching what happens in these modern times, all they want is change. Some of them have been incarnating for that specific reason. This is why some medicine songs say, we are the ancestors. Maybe I was a colonizer a long time ago and I came back to create for myself and for others a lifetime of unconditional support and work in order to show the path for others to heal, to release, to illuminate their existence and their soul from the pit of darkness. Yeah, it's true. If they're dark enough and they want to stay in darkness, ayahuasca will sustain that, and it'll make it 100 times worse or infinitely worse. This means if you're a dark lord of a dark ruler, and you want to get to be even darker and grow in that position, know that this medicine will make that happen for you. But it's gonna get much, much worse than it actually is. And it's really not the time, especially in the era of Pluto in Aquarius. I remember in my first trip to Colombia to study ayahuasca with the Cofan tribe, there was a curandera, a lady, and she told me that, well, she was the one cooking the ayahuasca, but then she was a grandmother and the curandera also, which is a healer. And they were supposed to pick, some tribes, they pick the cleanest person around, heart related, with lighthearted intentions and emotions, and someone that does not hold a grudge, and it's known there for that specific reason because they know each other in those villages, right? And there's a cook, someone that cooks the ayahuasca. And then because that person and the intention that that person puts into the tea, the brew, while it cooks it, or while it's being harvested, and then the ritual of it while you're cutting it and you're crashing that and you're putting the way it's done, right, on levels, everything will be a result of your experience. If there's negative intentions, if there's envy, if there's interior fights, you will experience also that. Apart from what you already are and that huge mirror that comes in front of you while being in the ceremony. Then let's say that there's many dangers that you should keep in touch with while, like, you should educate yourself and also inform yourself before experiencing that. Iquitos and Pucallpa in Peru are two main cities for people that want to experience ayahuasca, but Iquitos could get really dark because of the market. There's a very dark market there. You can find any sorts of seeds, roots, drinks, and items for esoteric practices like dolphin uterus. It comes to my mind. I remember there was literally in a bottle dolphin uterus, and then they say, well, we just keep it there we show it to the people, but you know what is it for, especially if you're being initiated in a lot of practices. So, you know, when I see so many readers talking about, oh, witchcraft and stuff, and they don't even have any freaking idea of what is the power of what they're presenting to viewers, right? Or clients or YouTube viewers. Stay away from certain practices, gates, portals, dark portals, and bridges of communications with false light that pretends to be angel changing your life. Take this, just take this. And then you see them, they're having something in their hand. We're talking in spirit level. They want to give you gifts. They want to make pacts with you. They want to catch you in some sort of arrangements where you're caught up here in this negativity, and you're just coming back, and you're just coming back several times into the density of 3D until you forget who you are, because they need your energy. It's very simple as that. And you got to be educated into certain aspects when you want to experience altered state of consciousness, especially when the dimethyltryptamine comes up into the pineal gland and it opens a sacred portal that is the third eye. That's your vision. Cover your crown chakra always when you're in a ceremony. It can be attacked. Most of the taitas and shamans, you would see them with hats. You would see them with a scarf, or I don't know, covered with whatever. Or at least energetically, to create that energy field, like protection field. Blow around you with the shamanic blow, right? When they give you the rapé from that projector, you would be like, and then you close your eyes, one up the nose, and then you go, and then the second one. And then you fill your body with light. That should be the intention. There's so many practices, and I've heard so many people that just go towards ayahuasca and they're just sitting there and they're getting that sacred drink without being educated prior. And then may God have mercy on you. Because if you're developing a good relationship with a neighbor, there's chances are that he'll be nice to you back. But then if you're ignoring him all the time and you don't give him the importance that's necessary, as in he's your neighbor, he's there. He'll be arrogant with you. Chances are that he'll be arrogant back with you. This is what is plant medicine journey also. Because they are intelligence, spirit, existence. I have once seen, they were educating me and they were like, there's light, there's darkness, there's plant spirit, there is spirits of the places, like the Escawata Kayowe. There are spirits of the places that are existent in every space where we live. And they were telling me, you can have your own path, and I'm just here and I have my own path. Work on your own path, but let's not touch our elbows. Which means I'm here, but I should not go into my neighbor's field, or at least be nice to them. I see you, I respect you, but you do not touch me. You do not get into my field, into my energetic space. And you have no consent from me. Do not try to stop me from expressing myself, from being successful, from thriving, from showing the path to other people, because they will try to either mock you, scare you, showing you horrible things about you and others, make you be scared. You will see maybe dark sides of your taita, your shaman, of someone that is around you. I only speak from my own experience. We do not speak of what we read. Or the basis of what we read is only the scientific, like what it contains, what's the substance, how it's being recognized as a cultural patrimony of the country, where is legal, where is illegal, so you can feel safe to experience this in the most appropriate way. That's what it is. Most of the outside of the Amazon countries is forbidden. They are considered forbidden. Be mindful. I've seen many ceremonies in France, in Romania, police operations. They took over and they were mocking these sacred ceremonies. They were calling those people names and stuff. And I know that everyone will receive their payment for it. You do not have to judge. We do not have to judge. We do not have to question why is it that a certain shaman is dedicated to darkness. I have seen shamans and not natives, but just simply outsiders. See, that's the problem, because there's so much outsider that experience darkness with skulls, like skulls of certain people, true skull, right? Working with energies of darkness, asking them for things, and then trying to siphon that from you as what you were supposed to be, a patient, a healing. Most of the people go there to experience ayahuasca for healing. I went there to heal, but then I got knowledge also, and I started diet plans, and I started certain practices because it was very spectacular for me, and I didn't know that's my path, and it probably will be until the end of this lifetime, if not others too, as far as I have seen. Because let's make something clear. You could have been a taita, a shaman, a muganga, curandero, whatever. You could have been a witch doctor in any lifetime. Same like right now, you could be a dentist, you could be a doctor, an MD, you could be a teacher, a Reiki master, and all that is the archetype of the healer. Even if it's in modern times, is still an archetype of a healer. The most impressive ceremonies that I've seen were with the Yanawana and the Huniquinin Brazilian tribes. Their feathers, their costumes, their songs are amazing. Their chants are vibing amazingly high. But there's so much pain in the forest because of the colonization, because of the lack of resources, because they ruined Western civilizations, ruined everything that was beautiful in natives' lives. And I know that that's why all my channel's views have dropped dramatically, because I do speak openly about that, and I will continue to speak openly, because it's only a matter of time until what's yours will always be yours. No one can take that from you. What's your path will be open on its own. If it has to happen, it'll happen, and nothing can stop that. And it's just the way, it's the universal law of attraction and of the universe, and simply of existence itself. Native voices will rise again, and through all the issues and the difficulties and the frustrations and the why this darkness is still lurking around the world, it's because of our human condition, because we lost path, we lost track. We are so we have these little parasites around us and all around and inside and out attached to us that are related to envy and jealousy and wanting to be more and wanting and being afraid of sharing and not wanting to give to others wholeheartedly because they want to steal this and that from me. How about not being afraid of what's going to happen and just move forward to where you have to go in life and ask God for whatever He wants to send you, but also in the same time, the strength to overcome it. Because when somebody comes in front of you and they want to steal things, whether they want to cipher your energy or take things, or I don't know, whatever you feel that you've been stolen from, I promise you, that is a debt. It is a karmic debt. And there's no other explanation, although we just want to victimize ourselves. The Taitas and Shamans say there is no victim and there's no outside. There's no way out than from inside, from within. Within yourself, of course. We're soon going to be experiencing these amazing medicine groups where I want medicine circles. I want people to speak about what happens to them completely free. Only the ceremonies will be directly spoken with the natives and experienced only by those that really want to experience. Others will go there just to visit the villages, aldeas, and to experience maybe natives' lives. You don't have to necessarily do the medicine. You don't go to natives without maybe just some candies for the tribes, or just some, I don't know, clothes that you no longer need, or food, some little presents that sometimes could cost you like close to nothing, and for them would be like, wow, right? Any sort of gifts. You do not go to see the tribes with empty hands. That is a fact. And the connection with the natives is formed based on who you are on the inside, because you speak from either your heart chakra, and they will know and they will protect you from harm, even if they are dark themselves. You can be friends with darkness itself, and they won't touch you because they respect you and they know who you are. You impose respect by presence only, first and foremost. They will know who you are only through vibration before you would speak. But then they would recognize you through first energy and then word, right? The experiences that you can have during ceremonies are simply unique, revealing, life-changing, and what's really important is that ayahuasca and the other remedies, sacred ancestral remedies, in wrong hands impose a great threat for your soul, for your body, for your mind. Do I know people that went crazy from ayahuasca ceremony? No, but we've heard of a lot of those stories because they didn't know how to set a limit, how to not mix whatever they were taking with, like, they didn't know how to cleanse their bodies. They would take, I don't know, psychotic medicine, or maybe smoke whatever plants and then go into ceremonies, or even worse, mix, I don't know, not coca leaf, but what's worse than that, with plant medicine. So I would say that there's a list of things that you gotta do. Clean your body, your mind, your soul through intention. Don't go dirty in front of plant medicine, because this is a spirit, intelligence, and they will know who you are before you even get there, because you're not looking for plant medicine. It's the plant medicine spirit that looks for you. Yeah, exactly as you heard. She will come to you. Then there's the cactus, San Pedro, masculine spirit. Ayahuasca is feminine. Iboga, the root, African root, that's a masculine, aggressive spirit. If ayahuasca will come and explain to you things from a spiritual perspective, that they will be like, comforting and nurturing, and they'll take you in their arms and show it to you slowly. Well, Iboga will come and slap you, and then they'll be like, get your ass back into back in senses. They will be very aggressive. You will forget who you are. You will not eat for like 3 whole days. This is not something from this world. Be very mindful. There's clinics in Canada. You pay like $20,000 for like 3 Iboga ceremonies. Isn't that ridiculous and mind-blowing? Because I don't know how to use this word in English, but it's like when you go and you enter a tomb and you make it dirty from sacred. And taking advantage of something that's so powerful and so sacred only takes you to where the Argentinian guy was when I told you that he died of brain cancer, and he was super punished. And we all know why. He would commercialize ayahuasca, but he would not do it. He would not participate in the ceremonies because he was punished continuously by plant spirit. And he would tell us how difficult that was for him, because he stole the recipes from the native woods, and he promised them help and developed the villages and made himself a billionaire or a millionaire from selling these sacred things. Same like when Jesus turned tables because those guys were selling religious products or religious things, and they were making money out of sacredness of who we are in spirit. It's very similar to what we're living right now globally with the power called Vatican that is driving us on different paths. And instead of teaching us how to be stronger and how to touch the sacredness of who we are, they choose to show us how incapable we are and to be afraid of inferno and to subconsciously bow to the other side but not the light by changing the scriptures, the prayers, our thoughts, the patterns of our minds, by making us bowing to Wi-Fi and to 5G and forgetting our divine essence and what's inside of the DNA of our bodies. They know we are gods in flesh and blood, but they want us to forget, because if we would remember that, they would not have to exist. And that is what ayahuasca and the other sacred plant medicine remedies do. They remind you of your divine essence. In the same time, if your intention is to touch the other side, which is of darkness, she will also do that for you. But mostly, what I see and what happened for many of us, the ones that are studying this, is that it pulled us out of the greatest pits of darkness, and the great masters are forged through death and fire and hell and the pits of darkness, like I said. Once you get out of there and you get into the light, nothing can really fight you anymore, because you're gonna fight back with their own weapons, because you've been there, but they have not been where you are. It's easy for masters to go lower to inferior energetic levels, but don't stay there for too long, because if you're arguing with a stupid person, she'll beat you with their experience. To stay into the nice corner of like being a nice person while talking about this, because it's too sacred to use this kind of words. When you're trying to help someone that is vibing much lower than you, you can extend a helping hand. If they choose to take it, they may choose to take that hand in order for you to be able to pull it up into a superior energetic level, or to pull you down lower than he is, so he can feel better about himself. That's what can happen also in plant medicine, because you're open towards light and darkness. You can be lucky to have a nice ceremony with amateurs or people that don't know how to create energetic spaces, protections, to go there prepared with clean body, with clean mind, with good intention. And the most important thing that you should ask is obviously for this to go towards your highest and your greatest good, but also for God to give you the strength to overcome whatever is given to you, because you can go through deep storms. I once remember in Zanzibar, I was in Africa, and I had the plant medicine ceremony, and I connected with a lady in spirit that was the grandmother of a person that we knew there, obviously a witch, that was trying to make a deal with me so we would get a person out of there that was her family, to bring it to Europe because I had things to do and so forth. And it showed me her birth certificate and the date of, like, birth date, that we obviously confirmed afterwards in the village with that specific person. What's important to know is that that person was not light, and she took me on a certain energetic level where I would see the turmoil. Hell and paradise, they're just energetic levels. I promise you. It's not that we just go on the other side and everything is perfect, although we have been darkness for a whole lifetime or several lifetimes. No, we will suffer. We will suffer until, that's why the enlightenment is here. Because otherwise, what's the point of other people just being super rich and dark and happy and take over the whole humanity? And we the ones that try to live in a simple life, detached from everything that's material, listen to God, bow down, be humble, do good for others. And then what? We would just be then in the same place afterwards when we leave this place? We will be what? So then what's the point, right? 5555 on the chronometer. Something is finishing, something is ending. It's time for you to gain new knowledge. It's about a next level question. Who are you? Why are we here? We or you. And why are you? What is it that you're here to do? What is it that you want to do? Do you want to heal? You want to help your ancestors? You want to help others? Are you here for the humanity? You want to make it easier for your children? You don't want your children to live what you lived, or even worse, what your ancestors did? Are you the black sheep of the family? How much knowledge do you want? Are you here to simply gain knowledge? Do you want to remember who you are in other lifetimes? To know what's your biggest mistakes, or what were they? And now to receive the results of this exam or test called life. These 4 videos will be channel trailers because I want people to understand what's the importance of plant medicine, how sacred this is, how alive they are with intelligence and the power of acting. It's like it can influence your life, it can destroy it or save it. There's no savers, but there can be catalysts. It's like, I want to get better, but if I drink a hot tea with honey and lemon, it'll definitely help me get better sooner than not having that, right? Don't try to change anyone. Only show them the path. I'm not trying to change you. I'm not trying to get you into my team. But I know that after a few groups organized, people will just be so amazed, especially because they will be getting closer to their spirit, to their essence, right? Their higher self, their family, their soul family. They will understand what's the difference between karmic family and soul family. Who's there guiding you to be happy to cry in front of your spirit guides, to see them after lifetimes, after eons, to just bow in front of each other and spending time in ceremonies to remember who you once were, all of you, in past lifetimes, in past existences, to get to a certain energetic level, detach from the body and start seeing a lot of the souls that you never even thought that you know in this lifetime, and to know why certain things happen to you. That's how sacred plant medicine is. That's how dangerous plant medicine is. There's ups and downs. There's great light portals. There's dangerous dark portals. And we gotta know how to keep the balance between them. Always. Know where you're coming from, where you're heading, and what is your path here on earth. That's the only way that we can attain true mastery. Thank you for listening for this message. I hope that you understand that this is always for your highest and your greatest good. there's one first and foremost intention set coming from me to God, creation, force, everything that formed us, and that is for this to be for your highest good. I love you.